It's your boy, Captain Colds.
What, and your boy Cash here featuring...
Is he the third man? He's the third man!
The wild card.
And this is Talking Like Champions. Welcome back to another edition of Talking Like Champions. And as you know, it's your boy Captain Codes, joined with...
Oh, you know, no other than your boy himself, Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your lucky night. The wild card is in the building.
He's always in the building, the third man, but you know... So today, I don't know if you tuned into episode 3, but everybody was talking about Money in the Bank. So today we're going to dive right into the Money in the Bank preview, as well as NXT Heatwave, which both take place this weekend in Canada.
Home of the Mountie.
Home of the Raptors. No Vince Carter, though. So with that being said, NXT Heatwave, I know it actually takes place the day after Money in the Bank, but we're going to dive into Heatwave first because it's NXT, and then we'll go into the main roster. I'm really excited for Heatwave. NXT always does its thing. Shawn Michaels every time puts on banger after banger after banger.
Shawn always puts on the cooking cap. That's what he does. Shawn Michaels
Chef
cooks.
Shawn.
Chef Shawn is a hell of a booker, okay?
And just think about the full circleness when... Well, we'll get into this in a little while, so I don't want to get off topic here. Ariana Grace and Carmen Petrovic are going to take on JC Jane and Jasmine Nix on the pre-show, which we haven't seen a lot of pre-show matches on the main roster as of late, but NXT has been taking advantage of this, and I love it because it's simple for the fact that these four women, they deserve it.
And the big thing for them right now is they need to push their women's division because, you know, it's honestly riding on Roxanne Perez. Even Kalani Jordan, she's North American champion right now, but
she's still new.
Learning. Yeah.
She's still up and coming. Sol Ruka, same thing. She had the injury, so she's still a little bit green. You know, I get it. Ariana Grace, obviously.
So it's good.
Santino's daughter.
It's good for all these women to be showcased right now because they all need to show if they can fit in right now. They need some new faces. Obviously, other names are up there, but Roxanne Perez is holding down the roster.
JC Jane has been there for a minute. Not to cut you off, but
I'm excited for that match, honestly.
And because she has the whole dashing gimmick going on right now. Ever since Cody gifted her the dashing mask on NXT on an episode of NXT
that she wears over her black mask,
which I like it.
So I wonder, but there's a reason
gimmick.
Why.
Exactly. She's going to use that at some point in time, and I think that it's going to be a good match overall. We'll get into our predictions after this. We also have Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against Chase U.
I love Chase U. The whole story and everything with them, the rise and the fall and coming back has been good and all. I will say, just because of the introduction of new faces in Chase U recently, it helps push their program, push what they do in the ring better. I like it. Love Chase U. They're not winning though. Nathan Frazier.
We'll get into that on our predictions, though. We don't want to spoil anything, Cash.
I guess you're right, but they're not winning.
Which brings me to the NXT North American Championship. Oba Femi takes on Wes Lee. And there's a very, wonky situation going on here because it's not wonky. I already know what's going to happen. But if Wes Lee doesn't win, he can never challenge for the North American Championship again. I believe he's going to the main roster anyways. But again, we'll talk about that when we talk about our predictions for Heatwave. Kalani Jordan is going to defend her NXT North American Championship against Sol Ruka.
Now that match is going to be
Now this is face versus face here.
But they're going to put on a banger. I'm calling it now. I think Sol Ruka has a lot more IQ and is more ring ready than Kalani Jordan, but that's not to take anything away from Kalani Jordan. They put a title on her for a reason. They believe in her, and I think no multi-woman match or no Kalani Jordan in a match with somebody else who's not as good, or Sol Ruka in a match with someone who's not as good.
And then
putting them against each other, it's going to be a great match.
And then it brings me to the third women's match of the night with Roxanne Perez defending against Lola Vice for the NXT Women's Championship. And then the main event, obviously, is going to be Whoop That Trick defending the NXT Championship against Shawn Spears and Ethan Page, both men from Canada.
And the young OG.
He's bouncy.
Javon Evans. Man, I ain't gonna lie.
It's 3-3 here, dude. Great booking by Shawn Michaels. You have 3 men's matches, 3 women's matches. Way to showcase.
Javon Evans is my favorite guy right now.
He is bouncy.
Dude, he's bouncy.
I like Javon Evans. He's up and coming. He might be only a 20-year-old kid.
You like Javon Evans wild card? You seen a little bit of? I know you don't watch NXT as much as we do. You wild card does work as well, but Javon Evans.
Well, we all work
a little bit about.
He's just lazy.
Wednesday nights he gets tied up. We watch it.
Wednesday. We're not talking
Tuesday,
about Dynamite.
My God, I took a time warp. Sorry. Anyway,
brain fart.
I do like Javon Evans, but you know me, I'm gonna go. We'll find out when we do our little prediction.
I like it.
You have to find out. That'll be coming up right after we have a preview of the Money in the Bank.
Money.
With the Money in the Bank, obviously, we're going to be expecting a lot of high-octane offense flying through, a lot of, big bumps and spots. And
the entire night.
It's going to be crazy.
I'm not talking just the ladder match. I'm talking the whole night.
I solely believe that this match will probably kick it off, and now I might be on it has to kick off with the women's Money in the Bank, but I could see him going back to back with the women's because you're not defending any women's championship that night.
You're right.
But you always start with a ladder match on Money in the Bank. That's why you have 2 nowadays.
Okay, so hear me out.
But I could make an argument that Damian Priest and Seth should start because it's going to start hot. But I also want to say that the 6-man tag,
yes, now you're hitting
because
the
it's
shot. There it is.
Adrenaline, and Cody Rhodes is always going to get the
He's not defending the title. Why would you not have them open the show? Because if you all paid attention to last week, I mean, they literally came out top of the hour,
and they can't stand each other. Yeah, they're trying to get in and get out. So
let's go.
We'll circle with that. Let's go with that. We'll say the 6-man tag is going to open it up, which is going to be Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes taking on the new bloodline: Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa, with Jacob Fatu ringside. And rumor has it, there's going to be a new wise man for the bloodline. Do you know who that's going to be? Wildcard, can you tell him for me, please?
Armando Alejandro
I love it. Now, again, rumor has it. Obviously, that's our little rumor has it spot here tonight. So I could definitely see that happening as Wildcard pulls out a cigar here for, you guys can't see us, but puffing cigars like AJ Hawk.
Nah, Armando Alejandro Estorada. That's why he carried around the cigar. Hey,
then we also have the Intercontinental Championship on the line as Sami Zayn defends his title against Braun Breaker.
Without a prediction of a winner, wild card. Tell me a little bit about this match. How excited are we on a level of a 1 to 5 for Sami Zayn Braun Breaker right here?
I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go, this is actually the sleeper match
of the evening.
Okay, it's going to be this one right here. Do I think it's going to be a barn burner? No, I do not think that, but I feel like it's going to hit hard and it's going to hit heavy.
I'm thinking 10 minutes.
It's going to go 10 minutes to be able to get Sami Zayn style in there too, but
I'm going 13 minutes.
If y'all remember, remember Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 33 and how perfect that match was.
I remember. We were all there. This man grabs his phone and he puts a timer on.
4 minutes and some change.
And that might have been the greatest 5-minute match I've ever seen in my life.
By far.
This right here, I think is going to be in competition with it right here. Do I think Braun Breaker is going to walk away the Intercontinental Champion?
We'll tell you later.
Which brings me to Damian Priest defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Seth freaking Rollins, baby. If Seth doesn't walk away with the World Heavyweight Championship here, he can never challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship as long as Damian Priest holds that belt. But in the event that Seth Rollins does walk away with the World Heavyweight Championship for a second time, Damian Priest will be forced to leave the Judgment Day. This is very interesting. I obviously didn't expect Seth Rollins to show up.
Oh no, they kept that as a shocker. It was a big shocker. We knew Howdy was coming. You knew that the episode was going to hit hot. You knew everything was going to be firing on all cylinders.
I 100%
bringing
deny
Seth out. I'm like,
Seth.
oh, he's just gonna cut a promo. I don't even think he's cleared yet. You know, like we've said before, if you haven't watched the first 3 episodes, but Seth Rollins is the man, and you know, it was surprising to me. So to see this again, you have to, you know, you just have to enjoy Seth Rollins on your TV screens.
Well, I'm gonna break this down a little bit. So I actually hate these type of stipulations. This person wins, you can have a challenge for the title again while I'm
And
champion,
there
blah,
are
blah, blah.
2 in the same weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
is.
Triple
Same
H and
thing in
Shawn
the
Michaels,
Obi
though.
Femi and Wes Lee. As long if Wes loses, he can never challenge for that title. As long as Obi holds that title, we got 2 stipulations. Same stipulations.
Which we'll get to that with the predictions.
In the
Rightfully
same
so, but here, what I'm going to say about Seth and Damien is that it kind of works here because there's a slight part of me that
Seth could walk away. Damien could leave Judgment Day.
There's a
either
slight
it
part
makes
of me
sense.
that
The
either
Oba
side
Femi
works.
is a little more,
I could pick one or the other.
you know.
But with the Damien Seth, I really feel like either option could play out in a way storytelling wise. So, nonetheless, they're going to slap.
And then we have the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, which
Money!
obviously the winner of those will receive an opportunity to cash in for any championship at any time. And this could make or break anybody's career here. Money in the Bank women's ladder match. We have Tiffany Stratton taking on Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Naomi, Zoe Stark, and sleeper Chelsea Green. I think this match is going to be... Last year, I think that the women's ladder match was better than the men's, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and rewatch it, but I think at that time when I watched it, I was like,
No, the women's was better last year.
I think the women's was better at the time. I haven't watched Money in the Bank last year since, I don't know, probably a week after Money in the Bank last year.
Yep.
So I'm expecting maybe the same thing here tonight, but with all the heavy hitters that we have in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match,
Oh, there's no way this match
that
goes
isn't
wrong.
better this year. You have Drew McIntyre taking on
Banger.
Carmelo Hayes, who
Banger.
don't miss, with Mr.
Banger.
LA Knight, and Yeet,
Banger.
Jey Uso, and the man we thought was dead just a couple of weeks ago, Chad Gable,
Banger.
and another sleeper, Andrade.
Banger. Speed champion. Banger. That entire match is going to... How do the kids say it nowadays? That entire match is going to fuck.
Cinema.
It's gonna cook.
Yep.
It's gonna cook. Let them cook.
Yep. No, 100%. And there again, you know, you feel like you can pick... I feel like in the women's this year, I've narrowed down like 2 women. When I get to my predictions, I've narrowed down to 2. In the men's, I've got...
3 or 4 possible winners.
Honestly, there's only like 2 men I can look and go, no and no.
So,
and then the rest I go, maybe
with the weekend of matches that we have on slate with between NXT Heatwave and the Money in the Bank, besides the Money in the Bank ladder match, any match, what match are you looking forward to the most this weekend?
I gotta side with Wild Card. If I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm ready for a Money in the Bank ladder match, I don't want to say that.
Braun Breaker?
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good
It goes
pick.
2 ways. It either goes, like the wild card said, it could be 5 to 6 minutes and it could just slide. Or I'm thinking they give us a hell of a match. I'm going like 12, 13 minutes here. I'm thinking match of the night. That's not the ladder match. So
What about you, Wildcard? Same thing? You think the same
like I
match?
said earlier, Sammy and Braun Breaker. They're gonna
Match of the weekend over anything on Heatwave as well.
Yeah, match
Okay.
of the weekend.
now
Match of the weekend.
if you're gonna say that before you continue, I will say the only other match that would be a run for its money. I won't even say the Fatal 4-Way.
Wesley Obafemi.
Yep.
That's what I was going to
It's
say.
either Wesley Obafemi or Sami Zayn, Braun
Just
Breaker
because
as your match of the weekend.
The mix of
That's not a
power
ladder
and
match.
speed between the 2 men that are going to be on display. This is, just like you're playing WWE 2K and you're doing the GM mode. What do they want you to do? They want you to pair a guy, a bruiser, and a cruiser and a giant
styles,
together
yeah.
because their styles mesh so well. Just think about Ray and Big Show and Prime, and obviously Obafemi can do more than Big Show could do in his prime. Nothing against Big Show. Obviously, we love Big Paul White.
Captain Insano.
Captain Insano, you're ready to open up a can of whoop ass on somebody. But I'm definitely excited. Any match that Wesley's in, and any match that actually Obafemi's been in since he's won that North American Championship, has absolutely slapped. It's been match of NXT.
Yeah. No more BS.
Whatever premium live event.
No more BS. How about these predictions? Let's kick it off. Let's go back to Heatwave and pre-show.
With the pre-show,
Start us
Ariana
off
Grace,
very
Carmen
quick, very
Petrovic,
easy.
JC Jane. I'm gonna go JC Jane, Jasmine Nix here.
Yep.
Like we said earlier in the show.
Give it 2, I think
JC is going to go ahead and, this is going to get her rub and put her over a little bit more. Probably will pin Petrovic if I had to guess, but...
JC, Jane, and Jasmine Nix are one other woman away from being potentially another version of Toxic Attraction. So, either way, they're winning.
We'll stay in the tag team category. Wildcard, who do you got? We know you don't really follow NXT as much, but I'm sure you're going to watch Heatwave.
I am going to watch Heatwave. I'm going to go JC Jane also and Jasmine Nix on this. It's time for JC J to get her shine on.
I believe so.
And I definitely see her with that NXT Women's Championship within a year.
I say North American.
Go ahead and kick us right into the next tag match, Wildcard. Who do you think here? NXT Tag Team Championships. Fraser Axiom and Chase U.
So, with the recent there has been some friction between Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
Yeah. Last couple of weeks, definitely.
And you know what?
Chase U deserves it.
Chase U deserves it. I'm going Chase U.
Going Chase U.
I'm going Chase U as well, Wildcard. I have to agree. Though, again, we've reiterated this in every single episode. God. We love you, WWE, but...
Ask
Wildcard. What's the one thing that we're talking... It's hit me
something
3 times
tag
now.
Teams.
Tag teams and WWE. I
love to break them up, brother.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep,
they love
sure
to break
do.
them up. So, this right here could be pushing to Nathan Frazier turning into more of that Seth Rollins gimmick because obviously he was trained going heel here. Axiom's been the face, but Axiom seems jealous of Nathan Frazier getting his shine. So, you can go either way, but I still think Chase U walks away as your new NXT Tag Team Championships. And if I had to put my money on it, I'd say it would be because of Ridge Holland.
And here's where I come in with the opposite, where I do think that Frazier and Axiom still find a way to retain here because Ridge Holland
incidentally cost them.
Yep, because he's been helping
it that
them.
way
He's
as
been
well.
Going heel. Duke Hudson noticed that he didn't like it last week, and he told Andre Chase that's the only reason that they won is because of that. They basically shunned him out that last week from what I saw. He wasn't there. They pretty much kicked him out of Chase U for that week essentially, sent him home. So we'll see what happens at Heatwave if he'll be there. What happens? I think they just will stretch Frazier and Axiom out here for a couple more weeks.
Maybe SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah. When they do the premium live event for the SummerSlam weekend, then I think something goes down. So.
I could see that as
We'll
well.
see.
I definitely could see
I'm
that.
gonna toss it
I'm
because
still going to go with Chase. I'm going to side with Wildcard on this. I'm going to go Chase U.
And I'm going to go title retention here.
Obafemi and Wes Lee for the North American Championship. As I said earlier, I think Wes Lee is going to the main roster at some point. And for those of you who watch TNA, No Quarter Catch Crew just showed up over there and beat up the Rascals. So if it was my guess, Wes Lee doesn't get the opportunity to win the North American Championship or challenge for it ever again.
Yeah, Charlie Dempsey showed up.
We have a 6-man tag over at the next PLE in NXT at SummerSlam weekend where the Rascals take on No Quarter Catch Crew. I'm going Obafemi retain. What do you got?
My heart wants Wesley.
Of course, me as well, but
He's the greatest NXT North American champion.
And again, so I can make a point, not to cut you off, but I can make a point either way that if Wesley did win, it's good promotion for TNA to go ahead and take your championship over there.
Oh yeah, if they were to do something cross here with the Rascals,
if he won, I wouldn't be shocked.
Wouldn't be shocked, but
I still believe
I'll do some rumor roundup here. I saw Obafemi say some things about who he wanted to wrestle over in TNA. He said something about Flop Dollar. Somebody else, and he was like, nah, really though, Moose. And Moose actually said something back saying, I'm ready. Shawn Michaels make it happen, Obafemi. So maybe Obafemi here could be the one to take the title over there. Who knows?
And title for title.
Oh, that would be insane. Nonetheless, whether that's a factor or not, it won't be. Obafemi's too good right now. He's having a hell of a reign. You got to keep it moving. Retain.
Chuck, wildcard, who do you got?
Wesley is walking out of Toronto, your new North American heavyweight champion.
Ooh, I like it. I like the emphasis. Trying to make that title as prestigious as it is, and you're there for the first ever ladder match.
That could happen because, rightfully, a title normally changes hands on a big show somewhere. And so far, if I told you that I think the tag team retains, Wesley could be the person to win. But I will still stay Obafemi. Moving on.
Which you make a valid point there, which is why I think Chase U wins, because I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't think any of the other champions are losing their title, but we'll talk about it right here with Kalani Jordan taking on Sol Ruka for the NXT North American Championship.
I love Sol Ruka. She's so athletic, bro.
And I want to say that she should win but I also feel like because they're both face, I think we could get a turn here. And you could make a case for either one. Sol Ruca could be jealous of Kalani Jordan, but I also, because Kalani with Carmelo, heel, they could work that heel role. I could see Kalani Jordan cheating to win and beating her friend, and Sol Ruca now getting upset. Oh, I thought we were friends, da 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 da. And you've changed since you've got that belt.
Okay.
Sol Ruca eventually takes it from her, but not at NXT Heatwave in Toronto.
I'll bite back. How about Christian and Randy Orton? Remember when Christian won the heavyweight title and then lost to Orton on that SmackDown when he got drafted almost immediately a couple days later? It's kind of what could happen here. Sol Ruca wins, I think, potentially. She's great. It needs to happen. Her injuries had stopped her from doing anything sooner.
Kalani Jordan wins it back on the NXT on Tuesday night.
When she's heel and has her real championship run, and now you get her at a 2-time champ already. Kind of gets some prestige going on title as well. Could be a little short thing here. You never know.
But we're both on the same direction.
Turning heel.
Kalani going heel, in my opinion. I mean, I can make the case either way, like I said. But
what do you think, Wildcard? Do you think we're going like a heel turn here, or do you think these women hug it out at the end?
I think we hug it out here. Sol Ruca wins. We get 2 title changes tonight.
Okay.
So far in the night, Sol Ruca.
You've actually said 3 because you said Wesley, Chase U, and Sol Ruca now.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a heat wave.
Which is definitely not happening. Roxanne Perez is taking on Lola Vice for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, if any championship is changing hands, this would be the one to change hands, in my opinion.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Lola Vice.
Elaborate.
She's coming up. She's getting that big face run now, I think. Maybe it's not her time yet, but they don't really... I guess you can hold off and she could
like
win.
Her because she emotes in the ring, let's be honest.
What's their January pay-per-view again?
Oh, I don't know.
Gold Rush, what is it? The Shawn Michaels Maid match. Deadline.
Yes.
Maybe she wins Deadline and wins the championship then.
Okay.
If she doesn't win here.
Reach.
But I think Lola could walk away with the championship. But like you said, Roxanne is on another level right now. But again, she needs to go to the main roster.
Roxanne Perez retains. Lola Vice will have her time. She might go win the North American Championship, in my opinion. Roxanne Perez is going to get fed to none other than Yulia very soon. We know that's the match that needs to happen.
We keep waiting. It's just taking forever.
It's going to be the SummerSlam weekend at this point, is what I think. So, Roxanne Perez wins here. But I think Lola Vice is going to be able to showcase herself a little bit more, and we might see how good she can be on a bigger stage.
Roxanne cheats to pick up the victory here against Lola.
Yeah, Roxanne retains.
Okay.
Yep, we're in agreement.
I'm with that.
Okay. Main event, boys.
I'll go with Roxanne as well.
Kick that main event off. I'm curious.
I agree.
Because you're out here predicting things a hell of a long time ago about the rest of the title's not changing. Go ahead. You think Trick Williams retained?
If you were to take the belt off of him here, it makes sense.
Okay.
Because you could give it to the Canadian to get that pop because, like we'll talk about in Money in the Bank, one of these guys are in their hometown. You feel like they have to walk away with the championship. I personally think it's going to be main roster. I'm going to whoop that Trick. I'm going Trick Williams here. He's retaining. I think it's going to be a banger. Sean Spears can make a valid case for him. Ethan Page, it makes sense to rub it in AEW's face for one of those guys to win and say, fuck you guys. You messed up and now we got a champion on our hands because you didn't know how to utilize them and we do. But I still think Trick Williams. What about you, Wildcard?
I think that you are foolish if you think Trick Williams is walking out of Toronto with that NXT.
So you think Roxanne's the only champion retaining?
Roxanne is the only champion retaining in Toronto because that's a bad bitch right there. But let me tell you something. It is going to be...
Just to clarify, you're not a bitch, Roxanne. We love you.
Yeah. Sean Spears is your new NXT World Heavyweight Champion.
And for the second time tonight,
you're agreeing with the wild card.
I'm agreeing with the wild card. I'm going with the one that people don't think's happening. I think people think Javon Evans has a better chance than Sean Spears. And I bet people all think Ethan Page is going to be the one to win.
Love Javon Evans. He's upcoming. But again, he's only 20 years old.
Not ready.
Don't like to be like, let's throw that in the face. He's only 20 years old because he could definitely win it. But Sean Spears, I see what you're saying.
Now, you stay on your Trick Williams
I'm definitely saying Trick Williams.
You stay on Trick Williams' path. Let me elaborate here. So, Sean Spears, very simple, said something the other day and it stuck with me. He says, in Toronto, I finally reached the pinnacle. And it just sounds like
a shot at AEW. He was in the pinnacle.
That's really funny. But, no, it sat right. I was like, alright, I think he does it. Sean Spears, in Canada, does exactly what he said he did. He's going to reach the pinnacle, and become new NXT champion.
So you believe there's going to only be one title change? If I'm
I
not
believe.
mistaken? Or did you say
Let me
two?
give you the full rundown here. Ready? I'll give you Frazier Axiom retaining. It's Kasha.
I'm going Chase U. That's my only title change.
Sounds good. I'm going Obafemi retaining.
I agree.
I'm gonna go Sol Ruka, bearing a heel turn from Kalani in the later run. Sol Ruka wins.
I disagree with the outcome. Agree with Kalani heel turn.
Roxanne Perez retain. We all said that. And like I said, Sean Spears. He reaches the pinnacle. He
and then
deserves
disagree.
it. Yeah.
But hey, definitely could be Sean Spears. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited to see what Canada can do. We've seen Canada before, but I feel like it's
Everyone's
different now.
international has stepped up.
Yes.
And even though Canada's still in North America,
And we've done it before.
Yeah.
It's different now. They're gonna want to step
everybody,
up more.
it's just wrestling in general. I don't even want to say
Yeah.
it's just the WWE because every crowd's rocking right now.
Yeah,
Dynamite
they are.
was fantastic the other night, and I don't, you know how I feel about AEW. I'm a wrestling fan, so I
Just
check it
watched
out.
TNA earlier.
I'm more of an avid follower
Yeah.
with the WWE.
I just watched TNA earlier, Joe Hendry come out, and I know how small their venues are, and you can tell when it's louder than normal, and it's loud.
Oh yeah, the camera shakes.
It's nice. So, hey,
Which
Heatwave
brings
preview.
us-
I love it. Heatwave's gonna slap.
Heatwave definitely gonna slap. Check it out Sunday
Live on Peacock.
live on Peacock.
Live on the cock.
7:00 if I'm not mistaken, because that's what Money in the Bank is.
Yeah, Money in the Bank 7:00, 7 to 10 for you people who live out here on this eastern side. By the way.
Money in the Bank.
Not
Now
gonna wait
let's get
to
into
11,
the
7.
nitty gritty, which we actually get to see first. But again, we had to show our love to NXT and talk about that. Money in the Bank. Let's start with Damian Priest, Seth Rollins. Who do you got, Wildcard?
I don't think this is so much as who's winning here or who does
It's more of the story.
It's who does WWE believe is going to give a better match to Gunther at SummerSlam. Right now,
Seth Rollins.
that's got to be Seth Rollins, man. And I could actually see Seth Rollins losing to Gunther at SummerSlam and then take another hiatus, and we'll see at the.
Bold prediction.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
I'm on the fence with it. You know how I love Seth, but I don't know what do you got here, Cash?
You guys got me thinking. I'll be honest, because that was I genuinely kind of forgot about who I think.
That's why I don't. That's why I didn't. Like, I love the idea that the King of the Ring meant something, but it was so long ago after now having two other PLEs pushed in between that it's just kind of like you said, you forgot about it. Exactly what you just said. And not because they haven't really done a good job of telling the story, but they haven't really focused on Gunther. Hell, was Gunther on Raw on Monday?
No.
Didn't
He
think
was
so.
like 2 weeks ago, though. And
But-
he got a huge pop.
Yeah, but
Not
that's
last week,
again
no.
exactly that was 2 weeks. I do remember that. I remember when he came out. But
Priest
I think
retains.
you think Priest retains.
Got more to say on it later. Next minute.
We're talking about this match now. We don't need to come
Priest.
back to it.
There's a reason. We're moving on. Priest, in my opinion.
Okay,
Beats Seth.
I'm going. It could go either way. I'm really on the fence. I want to say that I think Seth gives the better match with Gunther at SummerSlam as well. But then I don't think you want to play hot potato where Seth wins the belt. Yeah, it gives him another win and like he deserves it, another accolade. But then just to lose the belt and play hot potato, and like you've already established this belt as being like, you know, kind of a pretty good belt. Seth had it for what, 300 days? Now Priest has had it since WrestleMania, so you already hot potatoed it then. It can go either way, really. Priest probably is going to walk out, but I could see Finn Balor costing Priest incidentally and helping Seth, and what a full circle moment that would be, that Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, because they squared off for the first ever Universal Championship, and I'm going Seth. Seth walks away because of Finn. Who do you got, wild card? Seth.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Seth's still got a matchup for Gunther.
Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, Cash, and Wildcard are most excited for this match of the weekend, and I definitely see why, because, again, like we said, the styles mesh. Sami Zayn's a wrestler, brawler. Breaker's just a destroyer. He's just going to come in there and beat the shit out of you. I wouldn't want to wrestle him. But I'm going to I think Sami Zayn walks away with the championship here. Like I said, somebody in Toronto, I'm sticking with Trick Williams, going to retain the title. No Canadians winning it there. Sami Zayn's Canadian. He's winning he's retaining the championship against Braun Breaker. He's not pinning Braun Breaker. And if he does, it's got to be off of something. But Sami is not the guy to cheat. So I think this match just ends in either disqualification in some sort or some wonky finish. That's what I'm going to go with. It's not clean by any means. Wild card, what you got?
I definitely think, like I said, this is going to be hard hitting, in your face, but Sami Zayn's walking out of Toronto the Intercontinental Championship because there will be a rematch at SummerSlam where Braun Breaker will finally hold that Intercontinental Champion.
Now I can get behind that, him winning at SummerSlam. I agree. Normally SummerSlam is your title switching time, your new year, half a year. What you got, Cash? Who you got? Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Think he gets it done tonight?
There's a reason I said Sean Spears wins because
you
Canada's
feel the way I felt.
Spears
I like
there.
it.
They're going to get their Canadian to win right there. Sean Spears is going to get the love right there. Sami Zayn, that one's going to hurt.
They just got to wait. Yeah, they got to wait tonight. That's what kills them.
I'm also going to come back to more reasoning to that later. Right now, Braun Breaker does win. New champion.
New champ, okay.
You can't stop it right now.
6-man tag, Bloodline against RKO and Cody Rhodes. Who you got?
I love the American roller coaster and everything that's going on there, but I really feel like the new Bloodline right now has to win right here. There's no title on the line. Cody, I would say Cody can avoid the pin, but it'd almost be better if Cody ate the pin right here.
Solo pins Cody.
Yeah, 100%. Needs to happen in this tag match.
Because of Jacob, that's my prediction.
Sure.
Solo pins Cody Rhodes.
To the eagle-eyed fans, I'd like to see Randy Orton not moving at a maybe fast enough pace or doing enough to
help Cody Rhodes.
Precisely.
But if he loses to Bloodline, there's no reason Cody and Orton happen at SummerSlam.
Exactly. It's like yay and nay.
Just depends when the big dog, the head of the table, is going to come back. Who you got, wild card? 6-man tag.
6-man tag here. I got the Bloodline winning, and unfortunately, the Gatekeeper's taking the pinfall on this one. Kevin Owens is taking the pinfall on this. Probably most likely.
Yeah, because Triple H is going to protect his baby boy, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes. So I can see that.
I could definitely see
Fatu screws KO.
I could see Tama Tonga.
So we get them one-on-one.
We could get Tonga and Loa. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa.
Yep.
Tama Tonga Loa.
This mother.
Get him to beat down, and then your new tribal chief, air quotation marks there, your new tribal chief will then pick up the scraps and pin Kevin Owens.
Okay. I like it. So we're all on the same train here. Bloodline.
Yep. Put your ones up for Solo, damn it.
Yeah, gotta acknowledge them. Money in the Bank women's ladder match.
All right, let me kick this one off so I can get back for you.
I know who you're going with.
Who am I going with?
I'm pointing at my watch. I think it's that time.
That's funny. I'm not. After thinking about it long enough, Braun Breaker wins, beating Sami Zayn because you make the fans upset. Now, they're happy about Sean Spears the night before, but that's not main roster. You gotta give him something
Sean
good.
Spears is the night after, my friend.
Or you're right, night before, so I apologize for that. Either way, right, you gotta give him something else that night. If Sammy's losing, well, another Canadian's gonna win. It's Chelsea.
Chelsea!
That's who I think's gonna win. I mean,
Really?
I've thought about
I
Tiffany.
really think she's gonna win, bro.
I've thought about Tiffany.
And she's Canadian, like I said.
And everyone said, like, I'm pretty sure when she first qualified, you're like, yeah, Tiffany's going to win before Chelsea had qualified. And then when Chelsea got in, I was like, remember we were talking about it, I was like, oh, they're going to let Chelsea do it maybe. Like, so Chelsea, I think Chelsea Green's going to walk away Money in the Bank as well. It fits her character. She's a heel. She's going to play it up.
I'll add in something else here because I noticed she's been talking a lot about, said something about, I believe it's on X, or a post I saw somewhere through the IWC social. But yeah, she said something about winning Money in the Bank and bringing back the Divas title. She's a diva, you know?
It would be a hell of a gimmick.
Let's say she does something like that, and that's how we get introduced a women's mid-card Intercontinental Championship or something.
And that'd be A-okay.
And if Chelsea was to like cash in on a new championship or some bougie shit, that's what Chelsea would do. You know? That would be crazy.
It would
be. In this weird sense, I do think Tiffany Stratton is absolutely the way to go. Chelsea Green is the better choice right now. Chelsea Green. Wild card. Women's.
And again, Tiffany Stratton's 24 years old?
Oh yeah,
she doesn't need it yet. She's Chelsea Green, much more seasoned, and she's a veteran of the game. She deserves to win the WWE Women's Championship.
Wild card, what you got? Women's.
If it's obvious, you don't need to stray away from it. It's Tiffy time, baby.
Okay.
And it's Tiffy's time to climb up that ladder and win.
And you can make a case for any of these women. Io Io definitely not winning.
Now she had her time right now.
Lyra again has her whole career ahead of
Damage
her,
Control's gonna fall
but
apart.
Tiffany is higher up on the plateau in my opinion than Lyra is at this moment.
Yep.
Naomi, she deserves it, but
I'll show you
again,
something.
if they were to do a women, this is why we need a women's mid-card championship because
You're going on Naomi
Naomi
right now.
would be perfect.
Yes, but I'm also going on something else. I don't think she wins mid-card title. I think she wins the WWE Women's Championship.
From Nia.
Possibly.
Because I think Nia's beating Bailey at SummerSlam, and
I think so too. I think that's kind of inevitable. But I'm thinking Naomi might turn heel soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
cost
Against
Bailey.
Yeah, or cost her. They can go for a rivalry against each other. They could be non-title, honestly. You never know, but I was considering that could happen. But Naomi doesn't win here.
Nope, and Zoe Stark, like you've mentioned, I think you mentioned this on Monday
She
night.
keeps talking to Sonya.
Zoe Stark, she hasn't had that aura around
She
her.
has no
She's been
fucking
she's
aura.
so good in the ring,
It has no fucking
and
aura.
her promos are she's okay.
They're awful. They're
She's
dry.
okay.
She sucks. She botches.
But
sorry, Zoe. I
she's
love your
great.
wrestling, but you
She's great in the ring, and her finishing move,
it's awesome. I love the Z360, but
beautiful.
you gotta have a character.
But she's not gonna win either.
I'm willing to hold out because of the
I'd still go Chelsea Green.
Sonya Deville stuff backstage. I'll hold out on hope for Zoe Stark only because I thought it was going nowhere. I just keep seeing them talk. Like, what's the point? The one thing I did notice last week is she got pulled away by Shayna. Shayna like yoked her up and was like, "No, stop talking to Sonya." That's kind of how it felt. So now I'm a little curious. I'll hold out on Zoe Stark's character. She doesn't win either. Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green, I agree. He's going
Chelsea or Tiffany. I
Wild
think we can
card's
all
good.
say that.
Yeah, would you say Chelsea Green if it wasn't Tiffany?
No, it's Tiffy all day. It's not Chelsea Green.
Who was your second if you
It's Tiffy all
if
day.
it wasn't Tiffy for some
If
reason?
it wasn't Tiffy, then this has to go to Naomi.
Okay, I like the sound of that. That's cool. All
I
right,
could go with that.
Cap, take
Now
us to the
I'm more on the fence with this one than I was with the women's Money in the Bank. This men's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, this is what I said earlier. The
Drew
women's, I could pick two
McIntyre,
out.
Carmelo Hayes, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Chad Gable, Andrade. I could literally make a case for any of these men.
I can
I'm
pick out
gonna
four.
initially scratch. I'm definitely going down to 4. I agree with you because I'm right off rip. Sorry, we love you, Andrade, but you're the WWE Speed Champion right now, and that's just all you are right now.
Just
Unfortunately,
gonna scrap him immediately.
but he's coming for United States Championship or something at some point. Andrade gonna get up out of that mid card.
The only way he wins that
Carmelo
briefcase is
Hayes,
if Charlotte
he's
shows
so young, like we mentioned earlier. He's so young, and Carmelo Hayes, it's just not his time yet, unfortunately. That's why he's in this men's Money in the Bank, and Braun Breaker's fighting for the Intercontinental Championship because both of those spots are so big. And if you remember, 1 year ago, these dudes were mixing it up on NXT for the World Championship.
Yeah, no, they definitely were.
And we knew that they were going to be the future. So I could make the case that Carmelo Hayes, he's a great heel. He'd be great with the briefcase. It would fit him 100%, so it'd be okay. Andrade, you could basically make him your new Alberto Del Rio, essentially. Get him that mouthpiece again, because, he still doesn't have the greatest promos in English, but it's okay, because I like that we're everywhere.
The only way
We get to
Andrade
mix
wins
it
is
up.
Charlotte comes back, said it.
Chad Gable,
I'm here for it.
now, I've thought about it over and over. Chad Gable, it's bigger than the Intercontinental
Chad
Championship.
Gable is the Undertaker. Dead man walking.
Chad Gable. I want to say it's going to be Jey Uso, but again, we have this whole bloodline thing going on. Jimmy Uso is going to return. He's going to need to get back to his brother. This would be the time to put the championship on Jey, but Jay's also a face, so he's not just going to go cash in on any. That's why Money in the Bank always just fits a heel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It always benefits a heel, and LA Knight, I'd say he could win because he deserves it, and obviously he can work either way, and he could be that dickhead dummy. Yeah, Pena, he was down, so it would make sense for LA Knight to hold it. But obviously, I think that Logan Paul is going to get involved here in some capacity, cost LA Knight.
I agree to that for sure.
LA Knight will not walk away as the men's Money in the Bank.
Unfortunately.
The interesting thing, so now it brings me down to 3 men in my opinion: Jey Uso, Chad Chad Gable and Drew. And again, I think Jay circles back to Jimmy at some point, and I don't think he needs to win the Money in the Bank to win the World Championship. If you get this belt on somebody else, that's why you have the 2 titles. Jay can ultimately win that belt again, or even go win the Intercontinental Championship from maybe Braun Breaker, because he beat his other brother, and old Sammy Uso. Chad Gable, you could push him into superstardom. He's literally your next Kurt Angle. Yeah, he's already 38 years old, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but dude's still in the prime of his career. Top shape. Look at all the main eventers right now. They're 40 years old.
He's an Olympian. He's got to win.
Everybody.
Right now. Olympics about to start. Come on.
So that makes sense. But I've thought about it, and if it's not Chad Gable and not Jey Uso, it has to be Drew McIntyre. And it's only for the simple fact that, man, it would be great, obviously, if CM Punk was to cost Drew McIntyre this, but it'd also be great to see him help him win, just so Drew could go on to win the championship, so CM Punk could say, I want that belt.
What a
and go win the belt. It'd be a hell of a booking. But I still, again, but you're not going to have Logan Paul. I mean, I guess you could, because we had the whole we had the Avengers assemble to take down Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
If Drew did win this, would Drew be the first person in a calendar year to lose the Money in the Bank
and win
Money in the Bank?
Yes,
to lose the cash in.
Edge didn't lose it that year that he won it.
Yeah.
When Batista beat the shit out of him, I don't believe he won Money in the Bank that year.
Okay. So I'm taking Jey Uso all day, because the merchandising is about to hit
the bank?
another level.
You ain't lying. You can make a case for any of these men, man.
That design on that briefcase.
I really don't give a shit who wins, to be honest.
Absolutely sell. Jey Uso, and hear me out. I got this, just kind of ran through my head here, right? Got 365 days to cash in this briefcase. We got a long time, right?
We do.
There's a lot of things that could happen. We could get the real Tribal Chief to come back.
And who's to say
how
that
does
Money
the Tribal Chief get a title match? The right-hand man hands him the briefcase.
Oh, okay. Another fantasy
book. Yeah, I like it, though. Our heads are spinning here and talking about some good shit. Good shit. Who got Cash? You got Gable still?
All right. Well,
I just don't see so much interference.
No Carmelo Hayes. He's not winning. He's going to put on a banger. He's not going to win.
He'll be the guy that goes through the ladder.
Forced to lose because of Logan Paul. No problem. Andrade, same thing. Going to go through a big spot and be dope. Move on.
Sin Cara.
Jey Uso is going to climb that ladder, and he is going to pull down Lights Out. Wyatt 6.
Take out Us.
You think Jey Uso's alone on the ladder, right? Chad Gable's there as well. So
maybe hanging
Chad,
on the bottom.
You think they're targeting Chad, and that's how it's going to look. But both men are going to be there, and that's when they will target Jey Uso. I think I'm kind of starting to believe that they will target Jey Uso instead of Chad Gable. Chad Gable is just a ploy to tell them Chad Gable doesn't have a real family. Listen. He has. It's not his real family.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
His friends. Jay actually left his real family, went to Raw to go do his own thing. He really did turn his back on his family, whether it was good or bad. He did. So that's why I think they're going to still turn to him. They're going to pull him down. Did he ever tell
Cody Rhodes thank you?
Chad Gable could win right there.
For the trade?
I don't even know if that ever happened either, honestly.
Maybe that's why he doesn't say thank you no more.
It's either Jey Uso with Chad Gable there, and that's how that happens. Chad Gable goes up, he wins briefcase. Or, same thing happens again, Chad Gable goes up, Drew stops him. Drew wins. Why would Drew win, in my opinion? Drew would win because Drew now holds Money in the Bank. Drew's going to get all the way to the cash-in, officially. Another championship opportunity that's going to get taken away by... again.
I just don't think we do another failed cash in again.
I know, and that would be crazy, right? But man.
But you definitely can make a case for any of these men. I 100% agree. Like I said, I don't care who wins this match. I'm excited for it. I think we're all in agreement here that it's Gable, Jey Uso, or Drew McIntyre for sure. If I can put it down to 2 again for you, I'm going Chad Gable or Drew McIntyre. I want to say Jey Uso, just like card for the merch factor, 100%. Yeah, he's definitely going to sell the most merch. Or LA Knight if he was to win it, but they're not going to do that because he's going to win U.S. title.
How about Master in the Bank, Chad Gable? He said it himself. That's cool too. But I don't know. I think all in all,
it's going to be a great weekend of wrestling, fellas.
I'm excited for it for sure.
Be a great weekend.
100%. I am ready.
Let's put the TV back on the back porch and have us a little drinky drink.
Yeah. We're gonna put our flat screen on the porch for this weekend.
Light up some cigars to celebrate Cap's wedding last week. weekend.
Yeah, because we never did get to partake in those for the simple fact that I had a little bit too much of the drinky drink. That damn beer pong.
Yeah, hey.
And that leaves us open for sponsorship. So anybody who wants to sponsor us, we'll be gladly to insert your name.
Yeah, sure. Before we talk about anything else here, I mean, what else do we have, boys? We done did our Heatwave preview here. We've ran it all down. We did our Money in the Bank preview. I think this weekend's gonna slap.
And we did fail to do something on the last episode that, we tried to start a trend and we just all forgot.
I think I was about to do it, but I wanted to make sure we were done.
I think you were. And
Wild Card's got something to do, right?
Yeah. You didn't leave us with anything to do last.
Oh, I didn't leave you.
So this week,
So now we need two matches.
Jesus Christ.
Wild Card. Leave them with 2 matches to make up for your mistake.
And it doesn't just watch them by the next episode because we know that you have a lot of wrestling to watch this weekend. You got 11 matches just from WWE plus
maybe we'll try to
Collision
talk about it.
And everything else.
Maybe we'll try to talk about these said matches as our closer next week, and we'll add on again. Now we'll add you another match for you guys to watch, and then maybe we'll talk about that one in the following week. So maybe we'll start something a little more here. Wild Card, leave us with 2.
The first match I'm going to give you,
He's going like 0-4 watch.
Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon, King of the Ring 2001 Street Fight.
Okay.
Now, if you remember that night, Kurt Angle had already wrestled
A lot
twice.
of glass shattered, and I ain't
Twice
talking Stone Cold
previously.
Steve Austin.
Don't be triggered.
Watch that match. It's incredible. My second match, if we're in the theme of Money in the Bank this weekend, it is a random TLC on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's 2003. The Dudleys, Kane and RVD.
Oh.
There were some others involved there.
Is that the...
No, it wasn't that one.
It was close. No, you're right, though. It was...
No, Kane was tag team champions with the Hurricane, and Hurricane was injured, and Kane successfully defended those titles in a random TLC match. Bubba got knocked out. Chris Jericho was in
See,
the
I
match.
thought
Was
we
that
were
Jericho
talking...
and
When you said RVD, my wheels started spinning instantly.
No, it wasn't RVD.
Shit, that's when Kane unmasked.
No, it wasn't then.
Yeah.
It wasn't then, but...
So check it out, those 2 episodes.
What else?
You can check out those 2 episodes, and we'll see you next time for
Talking Like
Champions.